What was the scariest part about being homeless?
Scariest part?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were a lot of scary parts to being homeless, but where you're going to sleep is the scariest part. Where are you going to close your eyes and trust that nobody's going to murder you? There aren't a lot of resources out there, but there are some. I was really lucky that I was able to find resources during that time. But being outside all day long and really having no place to go or no goal to go to is hard. You're constantly on the move. The hardest part about being homeless is not looking homeless. Because once you start looking homeless, society treats you very differently. But if you don't look homeless, you could be anybody on the street. People are so busy they don't really notice you.
It's harder to be homeless as a woman.
Yeah. There are more resources for women, more shelters available for women to sleep inside at night. But you're vulnerable when you're a woman and you're homeless. Very scary. You get assaulted, attacked. Definitely harder to be a woman homeless than it is to be a man homeless, except for the shelter issue. Once you're on the streets, it's so hard to get off them. I'm not kidding you. Once you've been robbed and your stuff is gone, your ID is gone, and now you're dependent, you're on the streets, you don't have any money, you don't qualify for things like food stamps and housing without ID. It's really hard.
Do you have like a story from being homeless where like a stranger showed you kindness that like stuck with you at all?
Homeless people in the shelters, actually, once you get into a shelter, if you're in a shelter, it can go two different ways. You're either in or you're out. You're both going through crisis, so you're automatic best friends. You share everything. Yeah, there was lots of kindness shown in the shelter. Girls giving each other clothes, giving each other makeup, giving things when they had nothing to give. One of the worst things that everybody knows that happened to me was I was assaulted by a very large man who beat the living crap out of me and gave me 2 brain hematomas. Nope, they didn't find him. You don't tell anyway. You don't go run into the police. I went to the hospital to make sure I was okay, which I really wasn't, but I didn't call the police. But being homeless, yeah, as a woman, it is terrifying.
What people assume or say about homeless people, what's the worst take?
That they're all on drugs. Most of them really aren't. They can't afford it. And that's not what they generally use the money to get for. You're lucky if you get $5 or $10 for a whole entire day. Most people take that and go get something to eat and get cigarettes. It takes a lot of courage to beg. Mm-hmm. I didn't have the courage to do that.
Well, there's this thing with our society where it's frowned upon to ask for help. And then people wonder why no one wants help. I think it's brave to ask for help and be open, and especially in public, like out on the street, to be like, I need help.
Still, there's courage there to actually be able to swallow it and stand there and take all that rejection all day long. If you're dealing with homelessness and or suffering from mental illness, call your local Department of Social Services. Get yourself placed into a shelter and get yourself a care manager.
And I love you guys.
Bye.